When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And soon the broken-hearted people living in the world will see they can be the answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they be free. They will have an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There awaits their answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until forever, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comforts me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be.
Take a deep breath and give your body the chance to relax. With just one choice, you feel that all of your cells in your body choose to relax. Your breath is more calm, and you can feel the peace. Just peace. You are just present with God. God is peace, and all is well. You may feel your blood circulate in your body. You may feel the beating of your heart. And your breath is more calm and calm. You are so relaxed, so at peace. You're just sitting with God. You and God. And as you sit, you see now a green divine light. This green divine light is full of energy and vitality, and you allow this energy to overflow in your consciousness. You allow this light to give you all of the vitality, all of the healing, all of the purification you need. You know exactly where in your consciousness you need exactly this energy. It's fresh and clear. Everything what's no longer serving you is washed away from the green divine light. You can give it to God. He knows what to do. Do you feel the healing? Let yourself be filled up with all of this wonderful vitality, youth, health, and healing. And it can be easy all is well. When thoughts coming up, they are just easily going. Feel your breath again and the fresh, clean energy. Allow yourself to integrate the blessing, to be filled up by the green divine light of healing. And as you choose to ground this wonderful experience, you may gently open your eyes.
Hi, my name is Carolyn, and I'm here with you today to perform the card reading for the Church of Union Sunday service. The deck that I'll be pulling from is called The Sacred Traveler Oracle Cards by Denise Lynn. Our first message says, View from above. get the big picture. And as we look at this card, you'll notice that there's 3 hot air balloons that are just floating through the sky. The colors of the sky really stand out to me. It reminds me a bit of a sunset. And there's a woman who's on one of the hot air balloons. She is looking down and something has captured her attention, and it is this beautiful palace down below that she's able to see quite easily being up on the hot air balloon. And what I feel God's message for us through this card is the importance of seeing the big picture on your journey. Viewing your journey from above. What does that view look like? It's as though you're viewing your journey through the lens of God's eyes. I feel like the palace on this card really represents all of your dreams coming true, all that you're manifesting. And it can be really easy to see the big picture of what you're moving towards with this view from above. As there's different lessons that you need to learn in the process of all these dreams manifesting. As you view this from above, it's pretty easy to be able to identify them as lessons. When you're down at ground level, sometimes it gets a bit too easy to be caught up in the lessons and maybe struggle with viewing them as the lessons that they are. And therefore, being too focused on what's happening and losing sight of that big picture, losing sight of that palace. And so we're being guided to view our journey from above. The next card that we received says, choose your path. All is possible. And on this card, we see a man. He reminds me of a knight, since it looks like he's wearing shining armor and he has a cape. He's at the edge of a cliff and he's just overlooking the cliff. And what he is seeing here, it just looks like a lot of open space, right? There's some beautiful mountains, but he's not looking afraid. He's just taking in the view, and his expression almost makes me think that he's just like contemplating what is out there. It's like the whole world is ahead of him, right? All is possible. What is the path he's going to choose? And this is what God is leading us towards, right? Just seeing all is possible. All those dreams in our heart is possible. And so what is the path for us to choose? Because we need to make a choice. Do we choose to fully surrender and trust God and go down this path that He has laid out for us? What is the path that you're choosing? The next card we have says, grounding. Go deep. Explore your roots. And on this card, there's a woman who's in nature, just relaxing underneath a tree, reading a book. There's a river near her, and it looks like a bunch of colorful trees. And so I feel like so far the cards are telling us a story, which is really to look at our journey from the view from above, to really get that clarity. And as we're able to see our journey that way, it comes time to make a choice as to what path it is that we're going to be following. Once we get clarity on that, it's time to ground. And so are there any emotions that are coming up in you? Are there any fears, any anxieties, any doubts? Because if so, it's important to do the mirror exercise. Move through those feelings and ground. Reflect on what you've learned so far. That's what comes up to me with this woman reading this book. Just really feeling into the lessons learned and the wisdom that has been gained. And again, allow yourself to ground. Because as you ground, you're going to feel more confident in taking that next step forward. Which leads us to our final card. which is great adventure. Take a risk, venture forward. And you'll see on here, even though the waters might look a little bit choppy, this man here, he looks pretty confident and ready to go on this great adventure ahead. And so it's time to really venture into what might seem like the unknown. But you're taking this adventure with God. What is this next part of your journey that He is nudging you towards? It's safe to take that risk, to follow your heart, to venture forward, and to know that you're never alone. So have fun on this next part of your journey. What adventure awaits ahead? Enjoy the unfolding of the process. It's all about enjoying the journey, not rushing to the destination, right? Because there's no need to hurry. There's no need to rush. It's all about enjoying the process. And so I feel like these cards told a beautiful story. It was really beautiful in the order that they came out. And so I'll share them with you one last time, where we have view from above, get the big picture. Then it's time to choose your path and know that all is possible. And then ground, go deep, explore your roots. And then it's time for the great adventure. Take a risk and venture forward. And so I hope that you enjoyed today's reading, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of today's Sunday service. Bye.
Hello, I'm Adam.
And I'm Brienne.
And we're Twin Flames in Harmonious Union, and we will be introducing Aazhen's sermon today about giving and receiving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a perfect topic.
Mm-hmm.
The topic of giving and receiving is always needed because we're all always going deeper into giving and receiving and finding that perfect balance in our life. Mm-hmm. So yeah, just as Aazhen's sermon is giving to us, we can all sit back and receive the beautiful sermon, and yeah, just fill into your heart and receive what is shared with you. Good. Yeah.
So how are we going deeper with this?
Well, so giving and receiving has been something that we've been working on, for ourselves for quite a long time. Yeah, we come from places in our lives where we would give of ourselves, give of all of ourselves, and feel resistant to receiving because we felt, kind of like what Aazhen said in his sermon. He felt, like worthiness. There's a worthiness block there. Mm-hmm. Like we're good enough to give, but we're not worthy enough to receive, in a sense.
Yeah, it's like you would be owing something if you receive something, right? Even if you're giving. Mm-hmm. So
and Aazhen even said in the sermon too, something about I don't want to give it all away, but something about not trusting that if people are truly giving from a place of unconditional love, or if they're just giving, to get something, which ties in with what you just said, like feeling like you might owe someone something if they were to give to you. And I love the way too, like Aazhen also touched on twin flames, the divine masculine and the divine feminine polarities. And it brought me back to something that Jeff and Shaleia have always shared with us, is that the masculine energy is designed to give, right? And in his giving, he receives. And the feminine energy, the feminine twin flame, is designed to receive, and in her receiving she is giving, right? And Aazhen described that as a infinity symbol, right? And when there's a flow in that infinity symbol of giving and receiving between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, there's balance there, right? And I think Jeff and Shaleia also describe it as the feminine energy is constantly encouraging the masculine to give. And as he gives, she opens up to receive even more, like a flower, right? And as she opens up and receives more, she encourages the masculine to give more. And in that beautiful cycle, they grow and they expand in their union together as one. And I just really love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. How else do you feel about giving and receiving? Or what areas of your life do you feel that this really deeply resonates with you?
Yeah, I feel like it has a lot, especially for us, with like filling our cup up.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, it's been like getting up earlier in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
filling up our cup there with like, inner work and,
Yeah.
spiritual studies or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that helps a lot with
Mm-hmm.
just, feeling more, I guess, I don't know, complete as you go through the day. Like you feel more peaceful, like, going about your everyday,
Mm-hmm.
things,
Mm-hmm.
the work of the day.
Yeah, totally. And it reminds me too of Jeff and Shaleia's series, a New Earth series. I don't remember which number it is, but it's called In the Life of. And Jeff and Shaleia just describe, what their life looks like as twin flames married in harmonious union. What does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
And they touched on this. And Shaleia shares how, they wake up in the morning and they do inner work together, her and Jeff. They do spiritual studies. They lay in bed and talk about their dreams or just whatever's coming up, maybe pull cards. They give to themselves. They fill their cup up completely. And then as they go on about their day, they're giving from that filled up space, right? They're giving that beautiful value to all of humanity in whatever way God calls. And then Shaleia shares that towards like the middle of the day, she can feel like, oh, it's time through all of that giving, it's time for her and Jeff to fill their cup up again so that they can continue to give throughout the rest of their day. And of course at nighttime, and I love the flow of that and that there's like balance there, right? Rather than filling your cup up and like leaking it completely away, not leaking it away, but like giving it all away, but really being in tune and present with your feelings in your heart and knowing that, oh, it's time for me to fill my cup up again so I can continue to give. And when we're constantly in that place of giving and receiving, you grow and you feel so alive, you feel so good. Yeah, we could go so deep in this topic. It's so perfect. Yeah, I'm really glad that Aazhen provided a sermon on this.
Yeah
That's
good.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you'd like to share
No, I feel
about Aazhen's sermon?
No.
Yeah,
We can't give away everything.
I know. We give away the good.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, so without further ado, here is our beautiful soul brother with a sermon, Aazhen on giving and receiving. Enjoy.
Hey everyone, my name is Aazhen and I will be your Minister of Union today. So let us begin with our 3 opening Ohms. And now for our opening prayer. I am the only child of God, forever part of Him. I am created by Him in perfection, and there I always remain. My mind is my sanctuary, where I keep His holy creation sacred. I will only allow in His voice. I will only accept His word. Today I will hear the word of God. I surrender myself to His teachings through His divine channel. I will honor what he has spoken and accept it as his will. I will be obedient to his word, for this is my salvation. In Christ's name, Om, Amen. Okay, so today I would like to talk about receiving, what it means to receive. This is actually something that I've been healing on a deeper level and really truly understanding what it means lately. And as I was sharing my healing with everyone, I found that a lot of people are healing the same thing. As Unionists, we are always healing the same things it may not always look exactly the same, but one consciousness and one student of this work, we're always healing the same thing on some level. So I thought, well, what a great topic for a sermon. So what does it mean to receive? Okay, so basically it is receiving your good, receiving God's love, receiving support and love from God through another person. And I found that this was something that, I struggled with, right? Like, was the receiving part. As a divine masculine, it's in my nature to want to give, right? To have this deep desire to give. But what I was doing was I was giving and giving and giving, but I wasn't receiving in return. To give, you should always be in service to God, right? And using God's energy. But when you're not receiving, then you begin to just take from yourself and deplete your own life source. And I found that this was happening a lot with me. Although I loved to give and I loved what I was doing, it was taken from other places in my life, because I would find like even the most basic tasks to be like very daunting. I was tired all the time, always had to rest. And it came from, it started to come from a place of control. And that's basically like what it was I was controlling how I was loved, and it's like, it felt good to give love and but there was something in receiving it. Like there was, there was control. It was worthiness, really, and trust issues. This came a lot like, when I would be doing work. I would feel like, oh, I'm the only person who can do this right. Or, even though a lot of people wanted to support me and to love me this place, I was controlling how I was loved. So I wasn't fully receiving the gift. And therefore, I would, when you block yourself in one area of receiving, you're blocking yourself in all areas of receiving. So, and that starts to feel like really, really bad. Because when you're giving and receiving at the same time, right? Giving love, receiving love, the more you receive, the more you're able to give and the more you're able to grow. Where if you're giving and giving, and leaking your own life force, that's eventually like it's basically it's death, right? You're going to wither up, and because you're no longer going to have that life source energy to keep giving. And it's not a pleasant thought, but I mean, lots of times we don't even realize we're doing it. I didn't realize I was doing it. Like I remember, like, doing my inner work And I'd be like, I only want to receive God's love. I choose to receive. I choose to receive my good, making choices. But, when it would come to that place, or God was loving me, I would be like, nope, I would control it. And I wasn't recognizing the pattern. And I mean, this was something, that I have been healing on a deeper level in so many areas of my life, because of a lot of blocks that I had um, in my impression of what love was supposed to look like, and, controlling that. And it's really, it's self-sabotage is basically what it is. And but it's comes up a lot, with different people and for different reasons. Childhood trauma, usually trauma or a mental illness, um, you know, all these ways, that we've built up these patterns in a way to protect ourselves, because there's a part of us that, you know, doesn't fully trust that love, and feels like, that there's some sort of benefit to us to keep people and things like at an arm's length. And but in ultimately we're just taking from ourselves in that place too. Um, so this is what happens, like when you don't, um, you're not open to receiving. So when you open up to receiving, like I said before, um, the more you give and the more you receive, the more you're able to give, right? The more you're able to grow and to expand, God's love to others. You become, you're a vessel of love and you're in alignment with love. So you can move so much further in your life purpose. Opening up to receiving is receiving all of your good. Um, Receiving, like, abundance in all areas of your life, in love and finances, and vibing up into a new home or a new car, or um, all of the ways that, God has put these desires in your heart. And yeah, you become like this, a tool of manifestation of having the life that you truly desire. And you block it when you don't, like, how can you receive it? It's just basically like it's exactly how you imagine it to look, right? Someone's like literally handing you like $1 million, and you push it away. But yet you have bills to pay, and rent to pay, and things that, you have dreams that you desire to manifest in life, and live your very best life. And you literally have everything ready to be handed to you, and you're pushing it away. So, you can go into your heart space and really feel into like all of those places like that you're not willing to receive, and work through those blocks and be open to receiving your guidance, and um, and to manifest the life that you desire and to grow. Um, so where's the fear in that, right? I mean, of course, it seems it seems silly to want to push that away, but we do it in such subtle ways. But I know that I had kind of, I guess you could say, like a cynical type of attitude about receiving. I always felt like there's, oh, okay, what's the strings attached? Or, am I being used? Or, is this person going to let me down? So it really, mine was very deep rooted in trust issues. Trust that this person's going to love me and not abandon me when I need them. That, or I felt somehow like responsible for them. Like, if this person's doesn't do a good job, I'm going to be disciplined for it. Or, but I mean, I'm not responsible for other people, right? So, and neither are you. Um, However, as a leader, you are responsible like for your team. So if you're not allowing your team like to give, that's a leadership issue. Like we're all leaders in some area of our life, right? In our life purpose work and whatnot. But those of us that really desire to lead and to grow, especially like as unionists, like we all desire to spread this work, right? you know and until the last child of God is brought home, the work continues. And we may be very passionate about that, and really want to give to that, but in order to do that, we have to uh, be willing to receive, or else we can't really go that far as we truly desire to go. And then we end up getting into like situations where like we're humbled, right, into receiving support, because we can only go so far. And because you know your choice is powerful, right? It's very, very powerful. And God honors your choices. However, God can't meet you in that place that you're not making a choice that's in alignment with love. So if you're choosing not to receive God's love, then how will you experience, God in that moment? So if your desire is to give love, you must be willing to receive love. It goes back to making sure that your cup is full, that your cup is always full. And from that place, you're able to give. So, yeah, so we can use that as an example. Okay, so my cup is full and I'm giving and giving and giving. But if I'm not filling up my cup, with receiving love and everything that it is that I need in order to keep giving, then yeah, my cup is empty and it starts taking from me. Like I had explained before, very low energy, very like the simplest tasks, you feel it's very uncomfortable. And I don't know about you, but I don't like to be uncomfortable. I don't like that feeling, where I know that there's an upset in there. And I have to heal it, like, because something is not right. So I would definitely encourage and invite all of you that if you're feeling that way, please feel your feelings and work through that, because it's very uncomfortable. But yeah, but when something's taken from you, when you're leaking energy, when it's not coming from like there's from a place of like divinity, like it's just not a very good feeling. And you'll start to see it reflected in all areas of your life. You'll start seeing like all of these places as you're taking from yourself. You'll start to like manifest other things in your life that feel like they're taking from you. So yeah, a lot of imbalance, and this often, and this comes up like in your relationships. So like, your relationship with your twin flame, for example, my energy as a divine masculine is to give, and my twin flame's energy is to receive. But in my giving, I am receiving, and her receiving, she is giving. So it's like, you can imagine it's like an infinity symbol, and that's exactly what that dynamic is meant. So if I'm just, yeah, if I'm giving and giving and giving, like, to my twin flame, um, but I'm not receiving her love, you know, how can she give to me? So you can see like this dynamic comes up in all areas of your life. I found it really um, showed up a lot in my finances. I began to like, leak money in different areas. Um, you know, Surprise bills would come up and things like, like because I wasn't giving myself what I truly needed, right? Um, and that was love, you know, because really it comes down to like, are you giving yourself love? Are you receiving your own love? And if I'm just like giving and giving to everybody else, but not giving to myself, that's not loving myself. So, how can I give love, like truly give love to another person if I'm not loving myself first? Right. So, yeah. Um, so that's basically like what it is like about how important it is to receive on this journey. Um, just really pay attention, like pay attention to like your dynamic and where you may be like over giving in one area, because on this journey um, you have to look at all areas, like your it's not just about love and romance and life, it's about everything, like um, your relationships, your life purpose work, your foundation, and all these places, like ensuring that they're all in harmony and balanced in every area. Because if one place seems to be like thriving and another place seems to be like, you know, not not exactly where you want it to be right now, excuse me, then everything, it's still reflecting an upset that's in all areas. So just always make sure that everything's balanced, and you begin that by like giving and receiving and not taking. There's another aspect of it is like, people who don't give, they just take, 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 take. And we've all encountered these people and we all tried to avoid these people, but I mean, of course, can't really avoid it because it's speaking to something in your consciousness as well, right? So yeah, um, it's safe to give. Like it feels so good to give, and it feels really good to love. But always make sure that your cup is full, and that from that place, you're able to give more. You're able to love more. The more you love yourself, the more you receive love, and not control how that love is given to you. Just accept it with love and gratitude. I receive this. Someone says, okay, I like your shirt, or, you know, nice dog. I get compliments on my dogs all the time. Um, Stuff like that. But that's, yeah, they're complimenting my dog, but they're complimenting me because, like, this is um, something that I love very much and very proud of. So, yeah. So choose to receive. Yeah, I receive that. I receive all of that. I receive all of God's love. And, you know, uh, universe, show me more. Like, just, yeah. And then you'll feel that, like, like you think about how great does it feel, like, when you heal these blocks and someone just like really compliments something that, like you're really proud of, that you're really like, when you feel like, feel someone's gratitude for you, you know? Because if you're giving, 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 you're not receiving, then you don't feel, um, like you don't feel like anyone really cares about what you do, or you feel like you're taken for granted, or nobody appreciates you. Like it's really like kind of a, downer feelings. But when you're willing to receive it, that's what you see, like, how much you're truly loved, how much you're truly appreciated, the truth, basically the truth, um, and really receiving a lot of love. And then you think about, okay, when you're in that place where you're willing to receive it and take more in, um, and you're able to give more, like, you just things really begin to flow in your life. You have like so much more energy. You're able to, like, it's just, you know, it's like about really, really loving your job. And it's just like, I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to um, go to work tomorrow. And, when you're, life purpose work is like that. It's just not really even work, but it's just like something that you just really feel really good about. And it's like, wow, it's like, I can't believe how much work I got done today. I can't believe how much, how good it felt to do this. Like you just have like this feeling like of accomplishment. And it's just, wow. So yeah. But when you start feeling tired and you start feeling like that, meh, type of feeling and stuff like that, well, on something that maybe at one point you were very passionate about and very, it's love it all the way through. Maybe it's something that was only temporary, but be sure to love it all the way through. To really, um, know that that its purpose in your life is completed. Don't when it's because it may just be a block. You just may be a little imbalanced with the giving and the receiving. So I hope that helped a lot of you to understand, and maybe in your life, kind of like take a look around how everything feels. How does it feel to you to receive love? And and go into your heart and feel your feelings and really like find those places where um, you feel distrustful of love, or what those blocks are speaking to is something like that maybe you struggle with as well. um, and yeah, and just love yourself there, and just accept yourself, and know that God loves you unconditionally, and loves you and accepts you and sees you as truly like his divine child of God, and choose to see yourself um, through God's eyes, that you are like his perfect child, and that you are worthy of all of your good, and you're worthy of receiving everything in your heart's desire. You never have to compromise, and you never have to settle. So, well, that feels complete. So let's move on to our closing prayer. Father, I accept your word in my heart. I will honor your will in my life and will follow you without hesitation anywhere you ask. I know you guide me into your heart where I belong. I accept that you are everywhere and your teaching is in all things. God, I know you provide me clarity in this teaching of union, that I may be forever in union with you. I accept that you are in me as you are in my brother. I will not deny my brother your word, and will share your teaching with him in any way you ask, and only as you ask. For when I share my salvation with him, I fully claim my salvation and return to you with him. In Christ's name, Om, Amen. Speaking this prayer in your heart means that you have accepted that you are on the path of awakening to your true divine nature. This is what it means to be a unionist. Follow the teachings of union with God wherever you find them, and purify your consciousness into perfect union with your Creator. And now for our 3 closing Oms. Thank you. Namaste.
Hello again. Thank you for watching this Sunday's service.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, a really great question was asked by Aazhen here. Where do you feel like you're not willing to receive?
It's a perfect question.
It is.
Mhm.
It is. So that's something, I'm wanting to go deeper in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you already know, like when
Mhm.
you sit in your heart space and you
Mhm.
ask yourself, in what ways am I not willing to fully receive? Like one word that comes up for me is support.
Yeah.
Right? We're always going deeper into expanding our support so that we can give more, right? From a very well supported space. That's something for me. Also, too, I loved how Aazhen talked about, people complimenting his dogs or, a smile or saying you look nice today. I feel like we often don't realize, like, I know for me, I used to have resistance to compliments, and I still do sometimes. If someone is to compliment me, I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. Like there's an initial resistance there, right? But Aazhen's sermon really took me deeper into knowing that that is God that is, loving me through them and giving to me in that way. And it's such a beautiful gesture. And in you receiving the gift that someone is giving you, you are then giving them a gift, right? And there's joy that is shared there. And that's just beautiful. Yeah.
That's good.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Good. So, so we want to, I got to look down at my notes. So we want to invite you all to visit unionism.org. You can view past meditations, music, and our previous Sunday services. All of that is available there. We also encourage you to donate to the Church of Union or unionism.org. Donate tithe to help spread and share Unionism's message to the entire world so we can, grow and expand together as one. Also too, we have After Church of Tea Time on the Unionism Spiritual Facebook discussion group. And here you can come and go deeper in today's sermon, Sunday service topic on giving and receiving. We'll have a panel of people that will be connecting and talking about how today's sermon touched their heart, and you're absolutely welcome to chime in and share how, in what ways did it move you? What did you receive from today's sermon?
Yeah. So thank you for watching. See you next Sunday.
See you next Sunday.